What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our player ratings here on Anfield Agenda after Liverpool have beaten Crystal Palace by 2-1. It wasn't pretty, but we did get to see Mohamed Salah's 200th goal for the club, his 150th in the Premier League, and a beautiful winner from Mr. Harvey Elliott as well. I'm going to do what I always do, go through giving the guys a score out of 10, asking your good selves to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree or disagree? Of course, hit the like button if you enjoy the video, but most importantly, please do hit that subscribe button. So look, we've a lot to get through, and I'm going to start as I always do with our big, beautiful Brazilian Adonis in goal, the best goalkeeper in the world, and he very much showed that today with two, game-defining saves. The one in the first half was the pick of the bunch. If you haven't had the chance to see it yet, wait for Match of the Day later on tonight. It shouldn't have been a save, but he made it a save, and that's why he is what he is. At the end of the game as well, good save from an Anderson header. I think Anderson may have been offside if he'd have scored, but either way, Ali didn't know that. He makes the big save, and it was so great to have him back. So, with Alisson Becker, we are very proud to give him a score of 9 out of 10. It was an almost perfect performance from the big man, and he was your Anfield Agenda man of the match as well. Moving on now to Mr. Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I feel like I could give him two different scores. One for the first half and one for when Joe Gomez came on. When Joe came on, we got to see Trent push a little bit further forward, and then we looked like we'd grabbed the game with the scruff of the neck a bit. That being said, there were moments today when Trent was a bit sloppy in possession. It's one thing hitting the 40, 50 yard diags, and they are great. But when you're misplacing simple 4 or 5 yard passes, you're not sprinting the track back at times, it can get a little bit frustrating. But all in all, we're going to give Trent a score of 7 out of 10. Jarell Kwanzaa, I felt really bad for the dude. I think he played okay, but Klopp made the right thing in making the change to bring on Ibrahima Konate. Look, I've got no qualms with Jarell Kwanzaa. I'm looking forward to him developing at Liverpool, and I have no issues. I've nothing bad to say about the kid. So I'm going to give him a score of 6 out of 10. He will continue to develop, and he'll be great. No need to worry about today's performance or anything. So yeah, no issues, Mr. Jarell Kwanzaa. Virgil van Dijk, our captain, and look, he got a little bit lucky. Well, he didn't get lucky. The right decision was made that the penalty was overturned in the first half because of the foul on Endo. But other than that, I thought Virg managed the game well. I love that he's taken this leadership role, and he does dictate things and orchestrate things from the back. Maybe we're getting a bit selfish, but I thought he could have done a bit more in the opposition penalty area for some of the corners. But I'm nitpicking here. I thought he did okay today. Palace weirdly weren't all that much of a threat, but they created more than we did, so pick the bones out of that one. So look, we're going to give Virg a score of 6 out of 10 today. Moving on to Kostas Tsimikas, I thought he did okay. Didn't really have as much attacking threat as I would like. We've seen more from Joe Gomez in the short time he was on the pitch up down the right-hand side. But he wasn't poor defensively, so I think give him a steady 6. I think that's fair for Kostas. Again, let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree. So, Wataru Endo. It's the highs and lows at the minute, isn't it? You know, you go from bigging him up from recent performances, but it's just the inconsistencies with Endo. And today, that was a game that just didn't look like it suited him. And I think that's what's going to define his Liverpool career. Some teams, some games are going to suit the way Endo plays, some games aren't. And today he seemed to be playing with his back to the opposition goal a lot, trying to defend and jockey the ball, but he's just not strong enough. He was weak for a few challenges. Yes, we were getting free kicks for them, but I'd like to see him be stronger in them. So, all that in mind, we're going to give him a score of 4 today. I thought he was poor. I can't lie. I'm not trying to hate. I really amn't. But I do think that was a really poor performance today in midfield. Mr. Dominic Szoboszlai. Look, he's got the flashes. He's got the moments, but I'm not seeing him grabbing a game with the scruff of the neck yet. And I asked the question in the chat, do people feel that, not that he's dropped off or that he's not playing well. The phrase I like to use is I feel like he's playing within himself a little bit. And I'd like to see that ability to grab the game with the scruff of the neck, because he's good enough. He's technically good enough. He's got the fire in his belly. But over the last couple of weeks, I felt like he's been a little bit so-so. I'd expected a little bit more from Dom. So, going to give him a score of 5 because I hold him to a high standard. I'm trying to be honest today. We can't just forget that we played poor. Yes, we got the win, and that's great. But we've got to hold the people to account for the performances as well. And we weren't great today for a long period. Mr. Ryan Gravenberch. So, of the starting midfielders, I felt he was the pick of the bunch. But then again, that wasn't a hard job today, was it really? I wouldn't mind seeing him occasionally dropped into the number 6. I think he has the attributes to be able to do that at a push. But what today made me really appreciate was Alexis McAllister. Because I know Alexis isn't the number 6 that we think of, but he is an adaptive number 6. He is like a chameleon that he can adapt to whatever style of play that we're playing or the opposition are playing. So to have him back against United will be a big thing. But I really like Ryan Gravenberch. I think there's so much more to come from him, but he's just silky smooth. A few times he ran away with possession a little bit, let the ball too far ahead of him. But other than that, I love the kid. And I don't know, I feel really bad that I ever doubted the signing of him. Going to give him a score today of 6 out of 10. Mohamed Salah. So, it's been weird with Mo lately. He's been working hard defensively and he's been putting in a shift. But it's almost like he's gone too unselfish now and tries to lay on passes where sometimes I would like him to be a little bit more greedy. That being said, today needs to be and should be remembered for one thing and one thing only with Mo. His 200th goal for the club, his 150th in the Premier League. He's a legend. And his goal today, yes, it took a deflection, but it got us back in the direction we needed to get to. It gave us the belief to go on and win the game. So, Mohamed Salah today will get a score of 7 out of 10. And again, what a record. 200 goals. Absolute legend. Diaz, not great. I think the game passed him by today. Lots of cutting back inside and running across from one side to the other with the ball, but not much penetration. I feel like our forwards are lacking a little bit lately. I don't know if it's the opposition we're playing or the fact that there's not much space for them to operate in, but we're not finding the moments from them. And I think maybe getting Diogo Jota back to give a bit of pressure onto Lucho, or maybe to give him a rest, won't be a bad thing. So for Lucho today, a score of 6 out of 10. I think that's probably about right. Moving on to Darwin Núñez. Now, I can forgive the missed chances. I can forgive the frustration. But what I struggle to get to terms with and get to grips with is the sheer volume of offsides. It wasn't 45 seconds into the second half and he was offside in their half and he was only 1 yard inside the half. I think 5 times today I counted offside for him. And a lot of the time it's laziness. Because you look at Darwin and you're not looking at like a player who hasn't got natural pace and has to play right on the shoulder. He can give himself half a yard. He's fast enough when he gets going, no one's catching him. So that's what makes it more frustrating for me. So today, and as you know, I'm a big fan of his. I thought he was terrible today. So he's getting a 3. It was really, really poor for me, for Darwin. And not much redeeming aspect to it. So, look, it's a harsh score, but I feel like it needs to be. I love the kid, but he needs to be better. Joe Gomez did great when he came on. Really gave us an option on the right. Of course, it allowed Trent to push into midfield, but 5, 6, 7 crosses I could count maybe from Joe down the right. Always giving us an option, always overlapping, showed great energy, got back and defended as well. I thought it was a great cameo off the bench from Joe Gomez today. I thought it was a good call from Jurgen Klopp as well. So we'll give Joe a good solid 7, and I think he very much deserves that. Cody Gakpo. Oh God, there's always one player I struggle to give a fair score to because I can't think back over everything that Gakpo did when he came on. I feel like it was the right decision to bring him on because we needed to go and chase goals. I've got to be honest, I need your help on this one. I've given him a score of 7, but I need to know if you think that's fair or if it's too generous, because he's today's player that I'm struggling to remember everything he did when he came on. So I need your help on this one, guys. Ibu, again, good decision to bring him on. I think we needed that experience, but here's what I got frustrated about with Ibu. Yes, Palace players were buying cheap free kicks, and yes, the referee was falling for it, but he was getting too close to his man. He was getting right up behind him, and he was coming deep into the Palace half to press. And time again, free kick, free kick, free kick, free kick. And it was frustrating because he doesn't need to be so touch tight. He can give himself a bit more space and avoid those cheap free kicks. So for that reason, I'm giving him a 5 because it gave Palace so many options to just get a cheap way to play out from the back. Curtis Jones, good to see him come on. Again, him and Elliott, I think, provided some energy to the attack. I don't think he had as big an impact on the game as Harvey Elliott did, but still a lot better than what was on the pitch before him. So because of that energy and because of that drive of his, we're going to give him a score of 6 out of 10. Now, for Mr. Harvey Elliott, my man of the match. And look, I know it's a big call, and I know the correct answer is probably Alisson for man of the match, but I've had to sit through a lot of watch-alongs where people were giving this kid grief, and I've always supported him. And I'm so happy today that everybody's seen the difference he made on that pitch when he came on. He is so efficient. He is so good. He's so silky smooth. And the bravery, the courage, the leadership to get that ball on the edge of the box and not look for an easy out, not look to pawn it off to somebody else. He took the chance on and he buried it and we won the game. And that's down to him. So much love. Thank you, Harvey Elliott. I hope people start getting behind the kid. I've given him a 10 out of 10 because I think that's how big of an impact he had on the game. I should probably have given Alisson the same. You can go back and rewind that to a 10 if you want. But Elliott, for me, I thought was the difference maker in that game today from an offensive perspective. So for Elliott, for me, he gets a big dirty 10 and I don't care. I just don't care. And Jurgen, I'm not going to be a Monday morning quarterback and say that we could have seen this performance coming with the team he picked. I was relatively happy with the team he picked. But I do think our in-game management needed to be a little bit better at times today. And for that reason, I think Jurgen needs to be called out a little bit on this one. So we're going to give Jurgen a score today of 6 out of 10. And that's okay. We can win ugly. There's nothing wrong with it as long as we get to 3 points. So, my friends, all eyes is going to be on Villa Park. As we say here now, Liverpool are top of the Premier League table. I won't be live tomorrow. I'm going to be over in London on the kickoff with Drew Geordie, so I hope you guys can tune in for that one. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please do drop a like on the video, and most importantly, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Much love, my friends. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.